What's up, good people in the place to be, man? Seriously Sports Talk Radio with your boy Bino Gotti, bro. And I got my brother in the building all the way from Charlotte, North Carolina, man. Mike is in the building, man. Mike, make some noise for the motherfucking family, man.
How y'all doing? How y'all doing?
Hey, man, today on Seriously Sports Talk, man, we got a lot of shit to talk about, Mike. It's a lot of big things in the world of sports that we about to get into today, brother. So we got to make sure we properly correlate everything. We make sure we give people what they need the right way and the only way, and that's the Seriously Sports Talk way. You did?
There you go. The only way I know.
Yeah, man. So as it pertains to this journey that we about to take, man, let the crowd know, why me and you decided to collab together and get this seriously sports talk shit on the road for real.
Man, we just gotta show our perspective. I feel like we got a different perspective on things, give you the real perspective. Um, and then, you know, we just go together, we kind of vibe together, we give you a funny perspective, we chime in on different things, have different variety of guests. So I think it'll be a good thing for us.
Yeah, for sure, man. And that's how we gonna do it though. Like I said, y'all, you rocking with Seriously Sports Talk, man. You can follow me and Mike on all platforms. Also follow Seriously Sports Talk on all platforms as well. So let's get into the first topic, Mike, man. We might well go and dive deep in. You know,
All right.
Yep. So the first topic at hand is pretty simple. Bingo. All right. The NBA, of course, is making the big broadcast shift after 20 years of leaving NBC and actually going to TNT. The NBA actually making a huge leap back into the NBC days. Now I don't know about you, but we was just talking about this. When you was like, what was the program we used to watch the NBA in the '90s? You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Yep.
And that was NBC. So, like, how do you feel about this being like a good move for the NBA? And does it bring like that nostalgia feel, as it
That's what I
pertains
was
to
just about
watching?
to touch on. That's what I was just about to touch on. I feel like it's a good nostalgia just to bring a different aura and the energy back. You know what I'm saying? And to give a fresh, I guess, give a fresh perspective with different people. So I think it's a good look for the NBA. And I hopefully everybody chimes in on it and respects the hustle.
Yeah, man. Only thing about and this is kind of messed up because only our generation can truly understand this. It's the crazy part about it. See, the only thing about like the nostalgia part is yes, the kid in me understand watching NBA on NBC is definitely the way to go, right? But throughout the course of my life, I've been watching so much TNT shit. You know, so it's bittersweet. It's bittersweet as it pertains to the whole shift. But business is business, and the NBA is always willing to do what's best for the greater good of that. So
Nah, facts.
the only thing I worry about is like I don't think people tapped into NBC the way they used to be tapped in. So
Mm-hmm.
that's the only thing I worry about, as it pertains to that. But that's just a little quick topic we want to actually jump on. Let's get into this next topic, man. All right, so the NFL roster shakeup, the Steelers signed Jabril Peppers and other key moves.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? And other key moves were definitely, um, man, I ain't gonna lie. When we talk about that NFL roster, man, we got to go.
Yeah,
Yeah, we got to go dive
it's
in.
a good addition for them. Just for experience and toughness for real. As far as like they showed already in that first game, Jalen Ramsey went crazy. So I feel like going under Mike Tomlin, it should be a good atmosphere for him and for the Steelers as well.
Yeah, I also feel like going up under Mike Tomlin is a good thing because you're dealing with a defensive minded coach. I tell anybody, if you're a defensive player, nothing in the world mean more to you is understanding that your head coach is a defensive guy. You know what I'm saying? And that's all in it. In NFL, that's all what people trying to do is to properly expand. They're trying to properly engage. But when
Yep.
when you got a head coach that's an NFL guy, I mean that's a defensive guy in the NFL, it basically, it basically sells itself for sure. Like,
Yeah,
yeah,
it's a match made in heaven.
yeah, man. And then we also got like, other shit that's going on all around the league as well. Um,
I think we picked up and by we I like the Eagles, so Tank Bigsby or the guy from the Jaguars, the running back from the Jaguars. He was just playing for them this week, but we picked him up, so that's a good addition. I feel like it's gonna be for like returns and stuff like that.
yeah, let me ask you a question though. Since we're talking about NFL roster shakeups, like what do you think of like the new quarterbacks, like the quarterbacks that's like taking over franchises, not like Aaron Rodgers, Big Geno Smith, you know what I'm saying, Justin Field.
Mm-hmm.
Like these are individuals who, like they embarking into a new journey on the field.
I agree, and I feel like the three you named, I think they all caught a win this week. If I'm not mistaken. Yeah. So I was actually watching the Raiders game, and they came out looking great. Geno Smith threw the ball really well. So I look for the Raiders to do good things.
Yeah, yeah, but
He ain't really
the Raiders look like a complete. The Raiders look like a complete. Like their offense look very complete because it's like a true balanced offense because they got Genty running the ball,
Yep,
and you got to if you do have a play action situation, if Gino get in trouble, he fast enough to scramble, right,
yep.
and then he can still throw the ball. So like as it pertains to the Raiders, I do agree with you 1,000% on that one. Like Gino did look good. He looked like he belonged there. Like yeah, the Raiders are definitely going to be good.
I agree. Everybody's kind of, I wouldn't say surprised about Justin Fields, but he looked good to me too.
Yeah, for sure.
Regardless of what everybody said in the past. So I think just right situation, right time. And Aaron Rodgers, 4 touchdowns. So he's doing
Yeah,
what he
need I say more about Aaron Rodgers? That should be the question. Should we say more about Aaron Rodgers? Like, come on now, 4 touchdowns.
yeah, I'm interested in watching it. So that's why I was tuned into a lot of those games this week because I was like like you said, new beginnings. I want to see how they coming out, and everybody kind of sort of came out hyped up. So I like
Yeah,
it.
yeah, I ain't gonna lie. As it pertains to that though, man, hype up ain't even the word, bro. Like a lot of them quarterbacks came out going. Like another quarterback that I got to get proper to, Justin Fields. Like Justin Fields, like that's another one. Like Justin Fields done literally been through it all in the league. He done been through it all in the league at a very small time.
Very small sample portion.
Yeah, and but it's just crazy because it's not like he played bad. He never played bad. It's just he was put into these situations. So now I feel like he could properly prosper uh, with the Jets. I do feel like he could properly prosper with the Jets. Another quarterback that's actually switched the lead that got me over here like, is Daniel Jones because I just don't know how Daniel Jones is going to look with the Colts. Like
Yeah.
I just don't know. Yeah.
It's like I don't know. I don't know what they see. I haven't seen it yet. I might need to like really look back on some like old tape or something. But if he's a game manager, it might can work because their defense was solid. Looked like to me like their defense wasn't too bad. I think they caused an interception, maybe two interceptions if I'm not mistaken. But the Colts was okay. So if he could just manage the game, he might be okay. Because sometimes, like, that's all you need a quarterback to do is just don't turn the ball over and run the clock out and score when we can.
No, I agree with you on that one too, man. And like, I ain't gonna lie, Mike, you just hit like some real key points, bro. The Colts defense is pretty fucking good. Yeah, I'm saying so.
I actually picked them up this week in my fantasy league just because I was like, ooh, they kind of was like solid. Like everybody else was giving up points, but
Yeah,
it wasn't too bad.
if Daniel Jones can just uh, maintain, you know, if he could just maintain with the right mindset, because I think everything start off with the mindset first.
Mm-hmm.
So if he can maintain the right mindset on top of properly managing the game, like you said,
Yeah.
and just not making the little mistakes. He ain't got to be the big thrower. You can just make, short, complete passes. Just get the job done, bro.
Yep.
I do feel that it could be a situation where the coach, could possibly make some noise. Especially with the defense playing the way they playing now. Now I do know it's early in the season,
Mm-hmm.
and people gonna keep banged up and whatnot later on throughout the season. But I do agree with you on that one though. Like that was a real valid point, Mike. I ain't gonna cap you down. That was a real valid point because
Look, I was looking at it too. I was looking into it. I'm like, dang. And then I was like, hold on, did I miss that game or was I not paying? Because some games I was like, I'm not about to watch this. So I
yeah.
think that might have been one of the games. And I caught like some of the highlights and then I did my research afterwards. And I was like, okay, they didn't play a bad game at all. They forced some turnovers and everything.
Yeah, that's my whole thing. Like I love teams that lead with a solid defense. And like we just gave two prime examples of like a solid defense. Like them, like the Colts have a solid defense for what we've seen so far in the season. So like if Daniel Jones just do his job, I absolutely agree that like shit would definitely get better for him for the long haul, man.
Yeah, too bad for Anthony Richardson. Like, I like him, but I think he's just thinking about it too much right now. Like, it's in his head at the moment. He just need to take some time, probably. I think he didn't really get kind of rushed into it, but like, I guess more rushed than most, maybe.
I feel you on that one though.
So
But
just
yeah,
see how it play out. It might look. It might be a two quarterback situation.
yeah, real talk.
Oh,
Hey, I'm not opposed to it. You seen what Coach Prime just did? He played three quarterbacks just to find the starters.
look, had to figure it out.
You got to figure it out one way or the other.
That's a fact.
But yeah, let me get into this third topic, man. This third topic is it's extremely personal to me personally, though. You know what I'm saying? And I tell people all the time there would never ever be no Taylor Townsend bashing over here with me. And for the people who don't know, like Taylor Townsend, she just had a life changing U.S. Open run. Part of her U.S. Open run, she was dealing with things that was prior where people said she have no class, and she actually took the situation with grace. She took the situation with grace. She showed that she had proper class, and my whole thing is she literally told people like, I mean, she literally told the girl like, hey, maybe you should just um you should work on learning how to take a loss. Because that's part of being great. That's part of being great though. Like that's really part of being great. Like if you're gonna lose, you can't be a sore loser. You see what I'm saying? So like, I agree with what she said 1,000%. I do feel like the stigma as it pertains to black tennis players within that whole tennis realm. We've been dealing with this same shit since Venus and Serena first entering the court, and it's just a damn shame. Like every time you got a black successful tennis player coming into the realm of tennis, it's like it's always this prejudge. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's like always prejudging. So it's kind of crazy to me, man. Like when we talk about the tennis world as a whole, like to still see like up and coming black tennis player go through the
Right.
shit go through the shit that Venus and Serena was going through in the
Going
90s.
through. Right.
Like let that sink in, Mike.
Uh-huh. Ridiculous.
Yeah, it's just ridiculous at this point, bro. And it literally showing the infrastructure of the world of tennis. Like the world of tennis is okay with us winning unapologetically, right? But it's like when we start to insinuate, you know, our values, or when we start to insinuate our swagger to this sport,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's when people start to scratch their head, and I think it's absolutely unacceptable, especially as it pertains to it's starting to be a trend of in this tennis world where every time you have a black successful tennis player come through, it's
Mm-hmm.
always a stigma connected
Right.
to it.
Yeah, I don't know. I kinda I don't watch a lot of tennis, but
Oh, we lost disconnecting Mike. We lost Mike, y'all. Oh my God. We lost Mike, Lord. All right, but Mike will be back soon, man. Um, but yeah, like the stigma overall, people, and I always tell people this, like the stigma overall always indicate that in this sports world, it's always something else. And as it pertains to like black tennis player, bro, it's always some extra shit. And I just have to say it, like usually I be cool, calm, and collective, and I just let things ride out. But like this, absolutely true. Like every single time it pertains to black tennis players getting into this particular realm, as it pertains to black tennis players elevating within this particular realm, right? We always run into situations where the stigma upon black talent within the world of tennis is always like it's kind of amazing to me at this point because if we talk about the people as a whole, right? If we talk about the people as a whole, you clearly see that it's a stigma within the tennis realm towards black women as a whole. So, like, it's just kind of crazy to me, man. It's really mind boggling that we continue to go through this on a day to day basis, or that we even continue to have to talk about these type of things. You know, like all that shit play hand in hand. All that shit correlate with each other in many different ways, shape, form, and facets as well. So that's how I always look at the whole situation, especially as it pertains to like the tennis world. Like I'm just a guy just analyzing the tennis world from the outside looking in. But for as long as I know in the tennis world, it have always been some sort of highly melanated individual running the females tennis game throughout my lifetime. It's either Venus or Serena, of course. And then you ain't got a lot of younger talent like Coco Taylor, and a couple more talented as well. Also part of the USTA scene. And it's just I don't know. It's just crazy to me, man. Like the more I think about it over and over again, I just started to analyze and I started to realize that we at this point where we at the point of no return at this point where we just actually analyzing the world around us, and it's not necessarily adding up um, to what we actually wanted to be, though, man. But the next topic, man, I'm gonna just get straight into it, man. Topic 4, man. It's the crossover drama. Knicks new coach Mike Brown and their early season strategies, right? And then Mike Brown is a pretty good coach. Like a lot of people don't know, like Mike Brown has been coaching for a long time. I think this is his second tenure with the Knicks, actually, if I'm not mistaken. But Mike Brown is a pretty good coach. He offensive minded coach. I do feel like as it pertains to the Knicks, like this have to be the year you guys make a run. Like if you guys don't make a run like this year, like what's the word for it? We have to properly correlate. We're gonna have to properly correlate to make sure that these things is actually going to happen on a day to day basis, each and every time, all the time, right? So like Jalen Brunson and them, you got a great team. They definitely down to elevate as a whole, right? But as it pertains to understanding, right? And y'all gonna see me say as it pertains a lot, but as it pertains to understanding the Knicks as a whole, I think Mike Brown would like be super hyper focused on defense because the Knicks can score the ball, that's for sure. But the Knicks need to take more pride into defense. Understanding how to properly defend and transition, things like that. And I think shot selection. Let me say this too. I think shot selection is extremely important as it pertains to the Knicks gameplay. A lot of you guys were taking a lot of shots last year when it was just like wasn't a good shot. But Jalen Brunson, you may make some, you may not. But that's all part of the game, 100% though. So let's see what's up with the next topic. So we got that topic out the way. All right, NFL ruling on Jaden Carter spitting incident with Dak Prescott. Now, I saw some videos. All right, I definitely saw some videos, and in these videos, I can be the first person to say that yeah, I think Dak Prescott spitted on him first, but don't get me started. But I think Dak Prescott spitted on him first actually. So yeah, that was a red flag as a whole. I don't condone no spitting in no way, shape, or form. Actually, if I was on the field, this whole situation would have been completely different because I would have pulled up like Stone Cold Steve Austin, give me a hell yeah, and I'm about to throw a couple people through the tape. So like that's just the overall thing though. Like a lot of this shit just completely unacceptable. Like me as a man, like I'm not gonna sit here and let nobody in no way, shape, or form spit on me in no way, shape, in no setting. I don't give a fuck if we in a corporate meeting. Like if you decide to spit on me in any way, shape, or form, like I'm gonna have to take it there with you. Like I'm gonna have to take it there with you. Like I'm sorry. I'm going to be that guy to take it there with you. Just because the simple fact is, like, I'm not doing the spitting shit. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You motherfuckers spit on me, you're gonna be a whole lot of black eyes. And like a lot of the teams I played with, like even in high school, even in college. You know what I'm saying? The 2 college teams I played for, like we wasn't going for that shit in no way, shape, or form. Like if you thought about if you thought about if you thought about yeah, like I said, if you thought about spitting on me like in any way, shape, or form, like I'm telling you, it's going to be a problem every time. Every time it's going to be a problem. I don't know how Mike got disconnected, man. I'm still trying to figure this out. Try to get my brother Mike back. But yeah, as it pertains to shit like that, I'm not going for none of that shit. None of that shit. None of that shit. Not today. Not tomorrow. None of that shit. Like, and that's just the God honest truth. Like, I'm not going for no man. Yeah, that's pretty much the whole thing, though. Like, as it pertains to this whole Jalen Carter situation, like, bro, I understand that that could have possibly spit on you, but sheesh, that's all I can say. Like, I don't even have too much to say. Honestly say is all I can honestly say is that you spit on me, yeah, gonna have the whole problem. I ain't even capping you down, my boy. This is being real. I'm trying to get Mike back in here real quick. Once we get Mike back in here, I'll definitely want to hear Mike. Um, I definitely want to hear Mike's situation as it pertains to this topic because, bro, my boy Mike, this his team. You know, I'm trying to see requires do his team require you, to have certain things. So let me just see real quick so we get my collab. Shout out to everybody on Twitch, man. We got 7 people looking at us on Twitch. We got 3 people looking at us on YouTube, so that's pretty cool as well. That's pretty cool as well. But yeah, I'm gonna get Mike back in here in a minute, real quick. Um, at the topic at hand, this is something that we need to be focused on. I also want to talk about something that I also want to talk about something that's extremely dear to like the sports world as a whole. It's saying stream not found. Hold up, Mike. That was Mike who just texted me. He said it say stream not found. Stream is definitely found, my boy. I just had to generate a new link. So let's see with this new link. Can we get a man with the new link? Can we get a man with the new link? Shout out everybody. They like Tuesday. But yeah, though. But yeah, the topic is crazy though with this Jalen Carter shit though. I ain't gonna even lie to y'all. I think that Jalen Carter situation is absolutely absurd. I'm trying to get my collab cam back up. I don't even know how this happened. Like they wouldn't even let him come in. And then like let's go to the next topic. But yeah, though, that's pretty much the whole show. It's just a little quick sports talk show. We gonna talk. Unfortunately, I still don't know why we had these technical issues with my boy Mike. But we gonna fix that shit next time for a show though. Like for a show. Like I said, it's just the first pilot episode, so it's always a good thing to properly engage with the team and win. Um, like what you can get from the show as a whole, right? We're just championing life as a whole. What you guys can learn from like the situations like Taylor Townsend and whatnot It's just always good to be the bigger person. It's always good to stay positive in every way, shape, or form. You know what I'm saying? Alrighty. So we got Mike in here. Let me see. Let me go to the collab cam. I'm just waiting it to pop up, Mike. Yep. So that's pretty much the whole ordeal. That's pretty much the whole ordeal. Kept it true. A lot of people they just talk, but ain't real. Ain't real. I just really pulling up with that still. They say peace made it still. Shout it is what it is. They say peace made it still. Shout it is what it is. I got to bring Mike in here. He got to say something on this last little topic. I still don't know why he doing my boy like that. I still don't know how they doing my boy like that. This is crazy to me. Let's see. I'm sorry, y'all. Like I said, it's just our first show, man. We just getting shit on the road. Unfortunately, we had this technical difficulty, which is some bullshit. Bro, that's crazy, bro. Mikey's saying he in here, but I can't see him. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Do you see me? Yeah, bro. You gotta click.